Justice was finally served for what these two horrible men did to their two young sons. Gonna go ahead and give a big trigger warning for this video. Two men out of Georgia are headed to prison for the rest of their life, thankfully. This was after they were convicted of sickening sexual abuse of their two adopted sons. William and Zachary Zulak were married, and a judge decided that both of them will spend 100 years in prison for sodomizing Ad and S, their sons, and recording the acts and providing those videos to other pervs as well. Reportedly, the abuse was thought to have occurred when the boys were as young as 3 and 5 years old. An attorney reportedly said at their sentencing that the two men created a house of horrors and put their extremely dark desires above everything and everyone else. Reportedly, in the initial search of their home, which was in the suburbs of Atlanta, police reviewed 2 weeks worth of footage from surveillance videos that were inside the home, and it showed both of the men sexually abusing both of the boys in various parts of the house. The investigation into the two men reportedly began in July of 2022 when the Walton County Sheriff's Office received a report from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. It was said that investigators received an alert from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding suspected child sexual abuse material being uploaded to a Google account with an IP address in Walton County. So after police got a search warrant, they then raided the Zulak's home. They then discovered 7 terabytes of digital evidence, and that's a lot. They found the home surveillance footage and cell phone data that had graphic images and videos, along with text messages discussing the abuse of the two little boys. After the search, both men reportedly ended up admitting that they spent years essaying the little boys who they adopted in 2018. It was said the abuse involved the men automizing Ad and S, the two little boys, and forcing them to perform oral sex on the men. It was also discovered during this investigation that the two sickos were communicating with 2 other perverts, pedophiles. One was named Hunter Lawless and the other is Luis Vizcarra Sanchez, and it was said they talked to the two men about the abuse of the boys. This person right here is Hunter. The document said that Zachary messaged Hunter on Snapchat and told him he was going to F his son and for him to stand by. Hunter also reportedly told police that the two men offered their sons to him multiple times. Hunter was arrested after he downloaded a large amount of child porn, add a P, drop the C, and that was traced to his Gmail address. He admitted he received the child SA material from Zachary and he was sentenced to 20 years behind bars. Now this is Luis. There were also disgusting messages from Zachary on Luis's phone, and he ended up pleading guilty to pandering for a person under the age of 18. He also reportedly pled guilty to an unrelated crime of stealing computers from his workplace, and he was sentenced to 60 years behind bars. So in August, 34-year-old William pleaded guilty to aggravated automy at an S, child molestation, incest, and 2 counts of sexual exploitation of children. Then on October 21st, Zachary entered his own guilty plea for aggravated automy at an S, child molestation, and sexual exploitation of children. He actually had a bench trial and he was found guilty of 2 incest counts. So again, they have 100 years behind bars, luckily without the possibility of parole until that 100 years is up, so that ensures they'll die in prison. Now I want you to listen to this. Zachary and William were able to adopt these 2 young boys, even though Zachary had been accused of raping a little boy in 2011. It was said that that allegation was reported to police, but it was never investigated enough by prosecutors to charge him, and that really ticks me off. Reportedly, Zachary worked for a local bank and William worked for a local government customer service center. They were both able to build their dream home in an area of town where properties were worth $1 million. But behind this beautiful home was a horrible reality that they were both raping both of their children. It was said both of the boys were adopted from foster care after they were removed from their parents who were addicted to heroin. It was said in 2021, just a year before they were arrested, they started talking about possibly adopting a 2-year-old little girl. Thank God they did not have that chance. This is absolutely unreal, and I'm so beyond thankful they will never be free again. I pray for the healing of those victims. I just can't even imagine. People like this are absolutely evil, and there's no other word. For more true crime, be sure to give me a follow, and if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.